Hey, today I'm talking about 3 movies featuring the French actress Lili Caron. What, you don't know who that is? How do you not know who that is? She is beautiful. Just look at her. That big toothy smile. It's just, oh my God, she is just, I love her so much. But the names of the 3 movies I'm going to talk about today are Lili, An American in Paris, and Gigi. First up is Lili. This is a 1953 movie, and I just have to say, I crazy love this movie. It is so adorable and so wholesome. It's just like a warm, fuzzy hug, but at the same time, it also has like really deep, complex characters with tragic backstories, and they don't sugarcoat things. It's amazing. I without a doubt recommend this movie. I also recommend you go into it as blind as possible. If you want wholesome goodness, just go for it. It's great, but I also don't expect you to actually watch it, so I am going to talk about the plot and more specific things from it. If you are going to watch it, skip the rest of this review. If you aren't going to watch it, listen on. So the basic premise is it's about this young woman who is recently orphaned and she has no idea what to do with her life. But then she stumbles across this carnival and she ends up getting a job there in a way that you do not see coming, but works. It's really a coming of age story for her. The other main character is this man who used to be a dancer, but then he got hurt in the war and now he can't dance anymore. Now he's stuck doing puppetry stuff and he hates it. He's this grumpy man. He just hates everything, is nasty to everyone, but he is able to express himself with the puppets. He lets his emotions out and all of the different sides of himself out through his puppets. And like, it's so frustrating for him to be like, I'm in love with this person, but they're not really reciprocating because, well, when we're regular talking face to face, I'm a giant asshole. But she falls in love with who I really am through these puppets. She can't see me. I am not these puppets to her. And like, it's this whole big complex thing and it's so amazing. And I also love that the puppets are aspects of the puppeteer. They're him, different sides of him. But then they're also representations of the other characters in the movie. And his interpretations really add layers to everyone. And it's so neat. Just everything about this movie works so freaking well. It's adorable, it's cute. You can buy the innocence of Lili. Her wide-eyed, big toothy smile. Or even like when she's sad, she gets to some dark places there. And you can totally buy it. I love this movie so much. 1000% recommend it. I can't wait till I get to own this movie and I can watch it for forever because it's just delightful and amazing and just everything about it's perfect. It's just a perfect little movie. I love it. Next up is An American in Paris. This is a 1951 movie starring Gene Kelly, and this is the movie that introduced me to Lili and caused me to fall head over heels in love with her. The basic premise is it's about an American who lives in Paris. It's actually about a whole bunch of Americans who live in Paris. It's a love story, it's a musical, it's big flashy fun. The songs themselves I enjoyed. The dance numbers themselves I enjoyed, except for the last one. That was so long. What I believe a musical should do is when the emotions are so high that words no longer work, that's when you break out into song and dance, or to like progress the plot. This movie does neither of those things. Like, its first song is just like a couple of guys hanging out in a cafe and they just break into a song about something. And then the second song is like Gene Kelly teaching a bunch of random French kids English. Neither of those things have anything to do with moving the plot forward or emotionally doing anything. The third one was like on the date, and that one worked. There was a moment in this movie where they had a perfect chance to do a song, and that's Gene Kelly is like harassing Lili to go on a date with him, and she's like, no. And then suddenly she's like, okay. And all that happened was he did like something kind of silly and that broke her. And it's like, no, you need to do more. And that would have been the perfect moment for a song. Maybe him even just being silly for an entire song. And that would have been what broke her and got her to go on the date with him. It would have been great and adorable and I would have loved it. That doesn't happen though. I still enjoyed the movie and I can understand why it did great back in the day. Won Best Picture. Do I recommend this movie? Sure, if you really like musicals. It is a classic. Not like a must-see by any means, but it's also not bad by any means, so you do you. And lastly is Gigi. This is a 1958 movie starring Leslie. The basic premises, I'm not entirely sure, which is part of the problem. I think it is about this 16-year-old girl who is being groomed to be a mistress by her grandma and great aunt. I think a better way to describe it, they're making her to be a sugar baby. They want her to be a sugar baby. Like, that's the end goal, is to be a sugar baby. I think. Now, this is another musical, but unlike An American in Paris, there really isn't any dancing in this movie. Like, a lot of the songs are just like a character either standing or sitting down and just singing at you. And I'm like, well, I guess this works. And the songs are actually really good. I like the songs a lot, except for the song that they bookend the movie with. It's creepy and it feels predatory because it's about how young girls are amazing because they grow in such spectacular ways. I get such bad vibes from it, especially because it's sung by like one of the oldest characters who isn't old. That's a recurring joke, and I don't know why. The issue, though, with the songs is that, like, they're so few and far between, and some of them are really, really short, and I'm just like, dude, why? This is a musical. Keep them more together. And then, like, a lot of just the regular talking scenes would go on for too long. I would just start checking out, and I'm like, I like this movie, I like what's happening, but I'm just, like, losing myself, because it's just like, and we're still on the same thing. Okay, geez, all right, let's... The next thing, please, come on. All right, guys. I did really like Leslie's performance here. She was fun and adorable. And I also was kind of annoyed because she wasn't in a ton of the movie. She was in it a good amount, but like, she is the title character. She should be in the movie a lot. And I wouldn't say that she was in the movie a lot. I wanted to like this movie more than American in Paris. It felt way too bloated to me. Really, had they cut out like at least 20 minutes, it would have been a lot better, but you probably could have cut out even more than that and it would have been good. So I would only recommend this one if you really like seeing period piece movies and you really like very colorful, vivid musicals. Otherwise, it's definitely skippable. It's still good though. I don't regret watching it. It was good fun times, but it's definitely not for everyone. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Lili sitting at number 15 in the really like section. It was tempting to put it higher, and I kind of still want to put it higher. I really, really liked it. It was so good. It was so adorable. Please watch it. It's the best. It's so wholesome. And then after that, a seemingly long ways down, is An American in Paris, sitting at number 140 in the liked section. And then not too far behind is Gigi, sitting at number 149, also in the liked section. And this is out of a total of 220 old movies so far this year. And that brings the grand total out of all the movies I've seen so far this year up to 267.